Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life, the Universe, and Everything. Today, we're going to talk about music. It's a very broad category, but I actually hear that you have a story to tell me about music.
Uh-huh.
So, before we get to that, how was your week?
My week was wonderful.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Did you do anything fun?
I bought a reader because I am blind,
Okay.
and you came. I couldn't turn it on, and you turned it on as soon as you walked in. So anyway, but otherwise, it's been very busy. I've had people come to visit.
Good. That's good. So, let's get right down to it. What's this story you've got to tell me about music?
About music. After World War II, the young men wanted to get out there and do something artistically. On this side of where we live, there was a Three Rivers Inn that would bring these young men and women to sing. They would do anything. They would go anywhere to sing because they wanted to become popular. On that side, which would have been the south side, there was a Club Dickman where you could dance. And there also, that man brought in these young men that would do anything to sing. So anyway, we went out there, the boy that I was dating and I went out there once. And there was a tall, dark man that was going to be singing, and he enunciated every word he sang. His name was he's a popular singer now. He's gotten very popular. Excuse me, can I get up?
Sure.
Oh, damn. Then why can't I remember names? Why can't I remember names?
Can't make this stuff up, man.
Can you turn that thing off?
No, we're going to record the whole thing.
Oh God, I'm going to ruin this for you. Okay. I think this is it.
Okay.
This is
What do you got?
This is a very good story, though. The true story.
Is it?
No, this is, you wouldn't have any. His name was, what's that say?
Let me see.
In red.
Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole. That's who it was.
Okay.
I had been to Fla's, which was a very fashionable store downtown, in the French room. Very expensive clothes. And I would sort of make designs, and I'd come home and try to sew them up. Well, this young man came down from the stage after he was through, and he looked at me and he says, "You have the same dress my wife has on." And I looked at him and I says, "Yeah, I have." He says, "Yes." And I says, "Don't tell anybody, but I sewed this dress." And he says, "You did?" And I says, "Yes, I did." I says, "If I had bought the dress, we wouldn't be here tonight." But it was very cheap. It was just $1 minimum to get in.
So you met Nat King Cole.
Yes. And the man that I was with, he shook his hands. He had the whitest teeth you ever saw. He was so nice, but he didn't touch my hands at all.
Okay.
At that time, you know, the black people were not allowed to touch white people, or vice versa.
Really?
Oh, yes, we should go into that. But anyway, he was very nice. He shook the man that I was with hand, and he went on. But it was Nat King Cole.
That is pretty cool.
Yes. And it's a terrible way that he passed away. He was in New York. He was very young. It was New York. He had an appendix burst on him. And because of this Negro bit, nobody would help him. He finally got to the hospital, but he died very young.
That is pretty sad.
There was another group that your grandpa and I went to see. Jimmy Durante and Peter Lawford, is that the man, the actor that married the Kennedy girl?
Sure.
Okay, they were on.
Okay.
They were drunker than the Lord. They came out stumbling. They should never have been there. They got it. They were smoking cigars and putting them all over. And they had a piano on the podium, and they ruined that piano. They actually ruined it. I wanted to come home, but your grandpa was laughing so hard at their antics. And I told the man that owned the Three Rivers, I says, they ruined your piano. He says, I'll get it back.
What was the last generation of music you really connected with?
Glenn Miller.
Okay.
We went to see him just before he went overseas,
Okay.
and he disappeared in the airplane.
All right.
At that time, he said he wanted to put more violins in his orchestra. And he wanted to make, what was the song, Dream of Pearls or something like that?
I don't know.
Pearls of Dream.
Sure.
He wanted to make that his theme song.
Okay. Is he your favorite musician?
He was a wonderful musician. Before he came on board, the only thing that you would listen to is waltzes and very slow music.
Okay. Interesting. So let's end this on a little bit of a light note. What do you think of the music of today? I know you probably haven't heard a lot of it, but I know you know it's different.
I dislike it intensely.
And on that note, that's another episode of Life, the Universe, and Everything.